Brian Michael Bendis is a bit of a controversial figure in modern superhero comic history. Me personally, I find his more street level work to be much better. When he starts doing high concept stuff like disassembling the Avengers using reality warping, social issues that arise from time travel, or big events, seriously, I don't think I've ever liked an event that Bendis actually wrote. This is where he gets promoted out of his depth. So when they handed him the reins to Superman, oh boy, I was immediately suspicious, and then he aged up John Kent. Then he had his whole widely panned Rogol Zar the Destroyer Krypton bit because he was just so derivative of so many concepts that it had no identity of its own. And now they handed him the reins of Legion of Superheroes. Well, they handed him the reins in 2019. You know, that team that takes place in the future, and is known for being a bigger continuity corkscrew than Marvel and DC's usual flair, which is saying a lot. So they handed this to Bendis, whose forte is not in the high concept stuff. Yeah, I'm not particularly a fan of them for a few reasons. I'm just going to lay out my problems with this book as a whole. First off, some of the character designs are just plain awful and jarring. Karate Kid is dressed as a Chinese guy from the Qing Dynasty. That's certainly an artistic choice. Why call the dude Karate Kid? Dawnstar now has energy wings. I liked the actual wings better. Lightning Lad is now a black guy. Such a weird thing to do, given that the electric black guy character is practically a stock character at this point, but that's not the problem. His relationship with Saturn Girl was basically way-sided in favor of John Kent. So DC's attempt at making the Legion of Superheroes more diverse ended up screwing over a now minority character in favor of a white guy. Well, that was stupid. Then again, Lightning Lad probably dodged a bullet, because there was plenty of character assassination in this run. Saturn Girl claims that she accidentally mentally manipulated everyone into agreeing to bring John Kent to the future, so it makes her relationship with John be pretty frickin' creepy. Garf, I think you dodged a bullet. The biggest problem I found is just how jam-packed the cast is. When you have a cast this large, juggling them becomes a massive problem. I don't know if it's how Bendis writes. Oh, I know how Bendis writes, but his voice for all of them sounds more homogenous than usual. Not helped by the adage, brevity is the soul of wit, isn't used by Bendis at all. Well, it's used sparingly. Seriously, this is the only comic I remember reading in recent memory where people can yap on forever and ever with ridiculous number of speech bubbles and just have nothing move at all. That's not what speech bubbles are supposed to be used for. The longer it goes, the stupider it gets. And when you have a cast this large, you end up telling us how great these characters are, but not showing us. That's my biggest problem with Gold Lantern. Everyone drones on about how great Gold Lantern is, and that doesn't match with reality at all. It's hard to feel much anything for this book when the only thing nice about it is the art, which is bogged down by bizarre character design choices. There are too many characters, which leads to focus being split in all directions and giving no one justice. Attempts at being diverse are only hampered by the tremendous idiot plot. The idiot plot itself is told at a decompressed race comparable to Bendis's Ironheart run, actually. And I can safely say that these comics suck. Those are just my thoughts. Please consider liking, subscribing, tipping the channel on Ko-fi. This is Cyril signing off.